Hey everybody, good afternoon. Dave is unfortunately out sick today, so Grant is going to host.
The red light's on.
Yours truly, the Dawsons here, and yeah, we'll get right into it. We'll be with Gillian a little bit later this afternoon, so we will definitely chat with her and preview UFC Vegas 113 together. But before we get into that, obviously you guys got to hear me talk about UFC 325 a ton on Sunday, so I definitely wanted to give Grant a chance to talk about what he thought of Volk and Diego's fight, and as well, a big win for Benoit Saint-Denis. You've got Rufy now talks of fighting Connor at the White House.
Yeah.
Big moment for Rufy as well. So yeah, I guess just your overall impression of UFC 325.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good card. This Quillen guy, he's definitely showing himself to be a definite force in the division. So that's nice to see more guys coming up. Rufy, as always, I picked him to win this fight, and then as the fight was going on, I was like, man, I might have made a bad pick, but he makes good reads, makes really good reads, and he's so dangerous. I understand the comparison to him and Connor when Connor first came through. So, and then BSD looked amazing. A lot of good guys. I think the biggest thing is where do these guys go from here? I think Rufy has kind of cemented himself as a superstar, and I'm very curious who they're going to give him next. It's not going to be Connor. He's not fighting Connor. Connor can't make 155 or pass a drug test, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's definitely not fighting Connor in the White House, but I'm very interested to see where they put him from here and where BSD gets put from here. And then obviously Volk killing it. I saw this thing that said Alexander the Great died at 32, and Alexander the Great Volkanovski still reigning at 37. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty obvious what happens next for Volk. He gets the winner of Diego versus Murphy versus Movsar. Thank you. My brain's dead. I don't have enough of these in me yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got this for you guys as well. Obviously, this has just been officially announced. I'd seen a lot of rumors of it, and obviously we heard about it through our teammates and stuff, but I wasn't sure exactly what date. It obviously makes sense for this to be on the London card. The London card's a little odd.
Yeah, it is.
There's some strange matchups. I'm not sure exactly what the order is yet. I don't know if that's been released. Has it? Because I saw the placement of some of the fights seemed a little odd to me. Let's see if it's on the UFC site.
I have it on ESPN Plus.
Okay, so Nathaniel Wood on here is listed as the co-main, which makes a little more sense. I saw a very random post with Mike Laswell as the co-main.
Yeah, ours is still on there.
Oh, it's still listed there.
But I mean, this isn't
right. This isn't the order.
I doubt it's Nathaniel Wood. If anything, it'd be Michael Venom Page.
This has Nathaniel Wood with Keita. This may not be the official order.
No, it can't be. It can't be. But yeah, interesting card.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by this matchup for MVP, to be honest. I like Sam Patterson. I think he's a solid fighter. I think he tends to be known for his grappling. He's obviously a well-rounded guy, but he is known for his grappling. I feel like with MVP, it makes sense to match him up against guys where he can have fun striking matches, especially, and also this as well. I expected, especially after having a decently close fight with Ian. I don't know if it's close fight with Ian Gary.
He just beat the Bullet dude.
Yeah, he beat Shara, which is a big win.
Yeah.
And I think Sam is a good fighter, but I just don't. He's not ranked super high. His last fight at 170 is Ian Gary. It just seems like a strange mashup. I expected them to give him somebody like Wonder Boy, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Him and Wonder Boy, if you're not going to do somebody that's in the rankings. But I definitely think that he should be getting somebody in the rankings, which I'm going to pull up in a second.
Jake Nichols in the comments, our resident UK Fight Bananas fan. I feel like you just don't support your British guys.
What about him and Carlos Prates?
That honestly,
like that
makes,
or him and Buckley.
I think Buckley would wrestle him too, but
I mean, Buckley doesn't really wrestle. Who is he wrestle? Who?
Morono. He wrestles when he has to.
Yeah, when he's hurt.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Or him and Leon, that makes sense.
Him and Leon makes sense.
Him and Jeff Neal.
Ooh, that's a good fight.
Daniel Rodriguez is even number 14 right now, which is interesting. I think
it just seems like a strange matchup.
It's a strange matchup. Yeah, but maybe they just wanted to get him a win. I'm not saying that this other guy can't win, but
it's
just weird. It's just weird.
Well, I feel like it's either he gets taken down and subbed, or he outpoints Sam Patterson,
right? Or knocks him out.
I guess he could clip him.
No, MVP knocks out. Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, I think he's got a very high chance of knocking him out.
Yeah.
But especially against another tall fighter. Tall fighters are usually used to being the tall fighter, and so their defense is meant for shorter fighters, where they lift their chin and lean their head back because their hands give them enough reach to get out of the way. And I don't think he's gonna be able to do that against MVP.
That's fair. And he doesn't move as slick as well.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. Who would win, MVP or a 2022 middleweight? Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I feel like MVP, obviously, like you said, he's used to being able to be the longer guy. Yeah. And while he is sharp and elusive, it's so hard to.
MVP's losses have come to guys that are good grapplers, but when it's striking losses, it's usually guys with good low kicks. Good low kicks. Douglas Lima literally low kicked him and then hooked him. And what is Alex?
Hammered him.
What is Alex known for? Low kicks and hooks. So I feel like that's a bad matchup.
That's kind of his kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fun question too. We'll definitely get into BSD a little bit as well, since we talked about what might be next for Rufy. Who would win, a prime Tony Ferguson or a current Benoit Saint-Denis?
Benoit Saint-Denis. Yeah, come on. Tony was never good. Tony was losing almost every fight he was in until he got a cut or a sub. The only person that he beat the crap out of was Josh Thompson, and even in Josh Thompson's prime, he sucked. He said a lot of mean things about me in my last fight.
So, did he? Yeah, he sucks. Anywho, I agree. I think Tony Ferguson is probably, outside of Nate Diaz, he might be one of the most historically overrated fighters. Yeah, in my opinion. I do think he did have some star power in his day, just his cardio and his pace and his toughness, but I don't think you can. I don't think if you take the best version of Tony Ferguson and put him in with today's best lightweights, I don't think he's gonna do as well as.
It's hilarious to me that people actually thought that he could beat Khabib. That's just he could elbow off of his back, and it's guys, you're all crazy.
No, I definitely am with you here. Who do you give BSD next?
Arman.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay. I think. Well, I mean, if you think about it, they're gonna do Gaethje versus Ilya, right? If Ilya's next fight should be Gaethje.
Yeah.
So I think you do Arman versus BSD, and honestly, I want to see it. I obviously I think Arman's gonna win, but it'll be nice to see him fight somebody that's young and physical, just like him. It seems like Arman is usually the more physical guy,
right?
Very strong, very fast, very good conditioning. And other than being fast, BSD is both of those.
He's definitely not fast, but he's
definitely not fast.
Super strong.
He's super strong. He's super powerful. He's dangerous, and he's never going to quit. I don't think Arman will finish him, to be honest with you.
No, I would tend to agree. I think you kind of have to clip BSD, or right. You need to just take the wind out of him like Moicano did.
I do think that BSD leaves himself a little open for some submissions, somebody with a good front head series, I think could give him trouble. Yeah, he just kind of seems like he shoots really haphazardly and I don't care about, but that's not Arman. Arman's not a submission guy. Arman's not going to throw a flying knee to the face. You know, he's going to be super technical, and he'll probably out wrestle him. But I would like to see Arman pushed against another young guy that is tested. I feel like Arman's, you know, fought the vets and made them look stupid, and then he's fought the lower level guys and made them look stupid, but he hasn't fought a lot of the middle guys. You know, like I want to see him against a Max Holloway, except for Charles, of course. I want to see him against Max Holloway. I want to see him against these kind of guys that are in their prime and ready to go.
Yeah. I'm with you. Personally, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I want to go back to Roofy for a second. I actually do think that the Roofy-Connor matchup makes sense for the White House. I think they absolutely could do it at 170. I know Roofy isn't the biggest name, but to be honest, the super big names that would make sense for Connor to come back and fight, I don't think they're going to end up being exciting fights, because there are definitely like some older guys. People are like, oh, bring back Nate Diaz. That's going to be a bad fight.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to come back and look good. Even if Roofy doesn't have the star power that Connor has, Connor can carry the star power of the card all by himself. You do it at 170 so they can make weight. I believe Connor's suspension is up right before the White House card anyway. So you do that. You hopefully, you know, he passes some clean tests.
Well,
you do it at 170.
He is clean right now.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
but are you saying that you could see this happening, or you want this to happen?
I could see it happening. We have time.
Do you think Conor McGregor is going to say yes to a bigger, younger, less star powerful version of himself? You're insane.
Maybe not.
He will say yes to Michael Chandler, and he will say yes to Jorge Masvidal. That's it. I guarantee. I would be shocked.
You might be right. But if the UFC throws enough Paramount money at Connor, I know he doesn't need the money, but like there's got to be a dollar amount. I don't know that Connor necessarily cares about his legacy
let me
that much.
Let me ask you this. You have unlimited amount of money. You can have anything that you want in the world times 4, right? And you're on a 5-year losing streak. You haven't won a fight. Everybody says you're garbage. You've been doing a bunch of steroids, and you're clean. Now you're clean. You come off of these steroids. Things aren't going super great in camp because, you know, you don't have that boost now. You're going to fight Roofy over, you know, a retired Masvidal.
No, I'm saying the UFC is not going to have him fight Michael Chandler or Jorge Masvidal.
Well, I could see Jorge Masvidal. I cannot see.
Dana has come out and said that is absolutely
Dana
not
White
happening.
said that women would never fight in the UFC.
True. But I don't think
he's even on the card.
You might be right. But if he is, I do think this fight makes sense. Maybe you're right. Maybe he never says yes to it, but the fight overall would actually be a fun fight, and I actually would like to see it, especially at 170.
Okay, but if you look at it from the UFC standpoint, you're in an awkward situation, because if Roofy wins, you know, he's a superstar now, but if Conor wins, nothing happens, right?
But nothing happens if Conor beats Jorge Masvidal or if Jorge beats Conor.
False. Conor gets a win. People want to see Conor win. People will tune in to see Conor win. If Roofy loses, you lose a contender, because Conor's never fighting for the belt again.
But you still get Conor a win.
But if you want to give him a win, Jorge Masvidal makes more sense. He's the biggest superstar outside of Conor McGregor. Those two have beef. Those two fighting each other. They're both like, the fight doesn't matter. If Conor wins, nothing happens. If Jorge wins, love the guy, nothing happens other than he makes a boatload of cash.
I agree. I think that this is a more likely scenario than that.
I disagree.
I don't think the UFC wants that fight.
I don't think UFC wants Roofy and Conor.
You may be right. I don't see it. If Conor comes back and looks good and Roofy loses, I feel like we don't lose anything anyway, because if Roofy is losing to this version of Conor, he's not making it that far up the rankings anyway.
But people don't think like that. Sean O'Malley, you know, if you had matched him up incorrectly, probably never would have gotten a belt. You know, if you had right away thrown him at like really aggressive wrestlers or really big, strong guys, you know, and not so much anymore. Just like right at the beginning of his career, it was very clear that he had a hole in his game. And they built him instead of just saying like, oh, well, if he can't deal with these guys, he's not going to be champion anyway. That's not how they think. That's not how the UFC works.
That's fair. Lightweight's a little bit different than 135.
You really think that Rufy, take casual fans, casual members, you think Rufy versus Conor does more views than Jorge Masvidal versus Conor?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what they want.
I think the fight might be a better fight.
That's not what we're asking.
I get that. However, I don't know that the UFC wants that. I don't know if they want to. They're ready for this next generation of fighters. And this, I feel like at 170, it could even help him. Like, do we think Rufy is too small to fight Conor? He's a big guy. Conor has definitely come down in size. Fine, we're talking in theoretical land, all right? Not real life land. I do think they could fight at 170 and it be a close fight. Can we agree there?
Rufy and Conor?
Yeah.
At 170?
Yeah.
No. I think Rufy smashes him.
I think he can knock him out, of course. It's
no,
at least an interesting fight.
Rufy can only lose by knockout. But he can win by knockout, by decision. By submission, even. I mean, we haven't seen that. I'm just saying,
That's
dude,
fair.
Conor is not. Dude,
No,
Conor's he's old. He's not as good as you guys.
Well, but then this is good because the UFC needs a new superstar.
But then
set him up to become a superstar.
But then if Rufy loses, all I'm saying is they want to do numbers, and when you have the White House card, you need to do numbers. Rufy versus Conor does not do the same numbers as Chandler versus Conor or Masvidal versus Conor.
I agree on Masvidal. I don't know about Chandler. Ooh, Wonder Boy is a good.
Wonder Boy and Conor, I think, does more numbers.
I actually do like that.
That's like good versus evil. There you go. But no, I'm serious. Like we're looking over the fact that Conor McGregor is not going to say yes on the White House card, not needing money, needing a win just to stay relevant in his own life. On the biggest card in the history of MMA, he's not going to say yes to Rufy. I don't even think the UFC would offer that.
You think he'd say yes to Pratis?
No.
I don't know
that's
a really scary fight. Who's paying the site fees for the White House card?
Me. Dana had to borrow some money, but it was all right.
No, all right, fine. We won't spend too much time on it. I wanted to get to this point, which is that I think next I want to see BSD fight Patty. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I think both guys have a similar issue, which is that they're both strong, they're both big, they both can grapple, and I think Patty's the more technical grappler, at least jiu-jitsu wise.
I don't know
jiu-jitsu wise. I think he has better jiu-jitsu.
Are you just like, are you saying, when you say jiu-jitsu, do you mean jiu-jitsu as a whole, or do you mean just off of his back? Because when you think of control, do you
BSD
think of
has
Patty?
good. No, that's fair. I'd say jiu-jitsu off his back.
Here's the thing, though, is, you know, I know at the high level they don't look into this as much. I totally understand that. But Patty's coming off of a loss and is now ranked behind BSD. You know,
is he?
Yeah, he's number 6. BSD's number 5. I just checked this morning. I think they're going to do Patty versus Hooker because they need to get Patty a win. And I think other than maybe Beneil Dariush, other than Beneil Dariush, I think, you know, that's a good matchup. The best matchup in the top 15 for Patty, who is big enough. Like I think Manuel Torres beats Patty. I really do. But I don't think he has a big enough name to actually get that fight. Right. I think Benoit does. Gosh, I keep doing this. I'm sorry. Beneil does, and so does Hooker. And those are two fights that he could win. And I would take Beneil against Patty as long as he doesn't get clipped. But Patty swings.
He does swing. And I think he hits hard. I don't think it's super technical, but he hits hard. But the thing about him and BSD that I kind of find intriguing is I feel like they're both strong. They both hit hard, but they're both kind of slow. So it's like, I feel like Hooker might even be, if Hooker can get out of his own way.
So no.
I feel like Hooker might be too fast for Patty. Gaethje was too fast for Patty.
But wouldn't you want to give Patty somebody that if he gets one takedown in,
he probably
he's gonna win?
Wins. Yeah.
And Patty is. We have seen Patty has a chin.
That's true.
He's not a quitter. I think Patty would find a way to win that fight.
No, that's fair.
And dude, I don't even.
And we've definitely seen Hooker. Hooker is a dog until he is flat on his back.
He's the toughest quitter I've ever seen.
Stuck.
Yeah,
he's just stuck there. Like you even saw it on his face. Like he was just like, "Well, I'm here now in side control." But we've got some questions. Patty's the only one in the top 6 BSD can beat. Oh wow, that's not a bad point. That's not a bad point. I think Arman beats him. I think Charles probably beats him.
I would assume
Max
so.
beats him.
I could actually see him beating Charles if he doesn't get caught in the front head. Like I agree with you. I think that Charles would submit him.
He can get him down because he doesn't shoot good takedowns.
But they collide a lot, and I think BSD getting his hands locked, like that's move refrigerator strength.
But Charles meets you with knees and elbows sometimes, and he's sharp.
For sure,
and he hits really hard. And BSD gets hit a lot.
I'm just saying, if you start BSD on top of him,
that's fair. I don't think he's getting like armbar triangle. I like good.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think that's his best chance of beating. He's not beating Max.
No, he's not beating Max.
He's not beating Arman. Although I'd love to see that fight. Well, what about Gaethje? He can beat
I think he beats Gaethje.
Yeah, he can beat Gaethje. Come on, guys.
Yeah. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, I forgot.
The interim champ.
Interim champion.
Yeah.
And he's not.
You've also got.
He's not beating Topuria.
No, he's not beating Ilya. Yeah, I could see him. I disagree with you on Charles. I can definitely see him beating Gaethje. Like I'm
just saying he can beat Charles. Catches him. He's got power. Clips him. Body kick. Charles has struggled with guys who attack the body well in the past. Yeah. I know not recently, but
usually they're sharper strikers than BSD. BSD does it's just he's so loopy and
but he has a great body kick.
Oh, he does. He kicks really hard.
Yeah, he's got a good body.
You might be right.
No, I would pick Charles. But if you were like, Grant, he needs a win. You can't pick Gaethje. Gun to your head. Who can he beat? I'd be like, dude, Charles is probably the only one. He's not beating Max.
Right, fair enough.
He's not beating.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he beats Gaethje. I don't think that's really a question for me.
I don't even think that's close.
Yeah, I don't either. Let's see. What have we got? Are you guys high at all on Kyle Dawkins? What do you think about his matchup with Vicente Luque? They should have done Ikram Abus or Abus versus Dawkins. Man, I'm a huge Vicente Luque fan. I always have been. I think you're not an MMA fan if you're not a Vicente Luque fan, but he's so old, man.
Yeah.
And he looks old when he fights now. I agree. This isn't exactly like that matchup doesn't really intrigue me. I like Dawkins. I mean, I think he will probably. I think he's probably.
That's a weird. That's like a weird fight to be hyped about. I just when you're like, oh, dude, fight's coming up. Kyle Dawkins versus Vicente Luque wasn't really like, dude, we gotta scope this one.
I honestly, I think I agree with you. I think it makes sense to give him somebody like Ikram or Abus, like somebody that can strike with him and maybe even grapple a little bit more. Not Abus, but Ikram obviously can wrestle. But I guess Abus wrestles a little bit.
Is that at 85?
Yeah.
I didn't know Vicente Luque.
Wait, is it at 85? It is because Dawkins is an 85er.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that is kind of a weird.
What's the?
You tell us, John Dong. But that just says when their last weigh-in.
I would assume then.
I would assume it's unless Dawkins is going down.
Hold on. We've seen Orabai versus Jack Hermanson.
That was not on my 2025 bingo card at all. Let's see. He'll probably say it on here. Yeah, it's 185. Maybe that's what Luque needs.
No,
it's not.
Guys who hit harder? No, I don't
probably
think so.
not. But that is an odd matchup, to be honest. There's a lot of odd matchups right now. The whole London card just has me kind of raising my eyebrows. This weekend, and we'll get into that more when G comes on later. But this weekend, there's some really good matchmaking. Like even fighters, like I feel like a lot of people maybe aren't like super into. Like Matsumoto is fighting Farid. Like there's some really fun matchups. Saeed Nurmagomedov and
we have 6 teammates on that card. 6.
So Claudia's fighting Priscilla Cachoeira, who I think she'll smash. Claudia's got good throws, good top control. Priscilla hits hard and gets tired and has no takedown defense. So I'm
wait, do we have 7?
Claudia, both Basharat brothers, Jacob, Kyoji,
Rizvan.
Did I do that right? Claudia, Basharat, Jacob, Rizvan, Kyoji. Are we missing somebody?
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we have 6. Okay.
6. So six ATT fighters on this weekend, but there are a lot of good matchups. I think Kyoji and Amir Albazi is super fun. Kyoji makes every fight fun, in my opinion. Pull this comment up. Grant, who would you rather fight, Chandler or Beneil?
Chandler. He's just a bigger name, and an easier fight, to be honest. Much bigger name, which he shouldn't be, but he is. That's just the way it rolls. But to be honest with you, I'm not close to fighting any of those guys right now. Right now, it's just about getting whoever, smashing them, getting back in the rankings, and then worrying about working my way to the top. Got to get back in the win column.
Somebody brought up Quillen as well.
I could see me and Quillen fighting. Probably not next, since I'm coming off a loss. He's coming off a big win
streak.
But I win my next fight. I could see us fighting. I'm down for that fight. I'm down for any of these guys. I'm not running from anybody.
Who would you want to see Quillen fight next? I feel like Jamie Malarkey is tough and he's a veteran, but
sucks.
it's not a test. It's not a test,
And Jamie Malarkey had decent moments in that fight.
Yeah, no, he did.
No, I'd like to see him fight.
I think
maybe Duncan.
Just outside. Ooh, Duncan. Somebody just outside the rankings.
Maybe.
That'd be fun. Him and Chris.
What's the he fought on my card, Sajikov. Nazim Sajikov. I think that's a fun fight. Somebody's not going to go away. Really tough guy.
Maybe Nazareth. Oh wait, you just fought.
Yeah, he knocked out
Nazareth. Sorry.
Nazareth. In fact, give me that guy.
Give you Nazareth.
Well, he definitely won't get knocked out if he's fighting me. So.
Hey, tell that to Leonardo Santos.
Yeah. The 41
the one guy. The one guy.
I didn't knock out Rafa Garcia, but TKO.
You did smash that
with
guy.
Bludgeons to the face.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
That was my best performance.
I was so hyped, and I because the way they seat you in the Apex, it's like you're 3 or 4 people on one side, and then across it's like the other fighters, 3 or 4 people, and they're not that far away from me. I looked over at his poor, very sweet family, and I was like, oh,
better than us.
I'm glad we're happy right now, but still sad for them. They looked like really nice people.
Yeah,
he seemed like a nice guy. But
Diego's family was really nice.
Diego's family was really nice. We actually saw them at breakfast the day you guys all fought.
I know.
My mom went up to her. It's like, I'm gonna go say hi.
My mom's such a sweet girl.
She's the best. We talked a little bit about Chandler, so we have to bring this up. Chandler obviously still in the rankings, but Shavkat, who was previously number 2, is gone. They did not waste any time pulling him out of the rankings. Isn't that
crazy? Undefeated, 1 decision win in his entire career. And he's out for a while. I totally get that. But Chandler was out for...
What was his last fight?
It was Charles, right? No, it was Patty. No, it was Patty. But he was out for 2 years before that.
Yeah.
Waiting for Connor.
Right.
Why...
I mean, they thought he was gonna fight. He wasn't like he was.
But then he didn't.
Still.
But then he didn't.
But okay, so December 7th, 2024 was Shavkat's last fight. So a little over a year. You had Conor sitting out for ages without a fight in the rankings.
Yeah,
Michael Chandler.
Crazy. I will say less competitive weight class. 170 is the most competitive weight class right now, even at 55.
Very true,
55 is super competitive for sure, but dude, 170 is untouchable right now.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to be champion by the end of the year.
I mean, yeah. Chandler's last fight was 2025 April, so we'll see if he do you think if he doesn't fight Conor, do you think he still ends up on the White House card?
No. Well, no, that's not true. I could see it.
Who would they have him fight? You'd want him to be in a bigger fight. Rufy. I'm just kidding.
Well, no,
honestly, that kind of makes sense.
I mean, I could see that more than Rufy and Conor. Like, easy fight for Rufy, and Chandler Chandler doesn't have anything to lose. He's got to lose at least 6 more fights before they move him to top 15.
If Conor's not going to say yes to Rufy, Michael Chandler's definitely not going to say yes to Rufy. You think so?
Why? There's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He could lose another 10 fights in a row. He'll still be top 12.
This I don't hate either, to be honest. Is even Chandler?
I like that. I think they're teammates though, aren't they?
Aren't they?
Or they were teammates. I know that.
Is Fizika Kilcliffe?
He was. I think he might be in Tiger Muay Thai now, but
I thought he'd been there for a while. But maybe I just see him go back and forth.
I mean, Moises trains at Fighting Nerds. I won't fight Moises. He's still my boy.
Of course, yeah.
He's not my teammate, but he's my boy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You're my boy, Blue.
My boy. Do we think Shavkat will ever be back though?
I hope not.
No?
Yeah, I want the greatest what would have been. What is he? 19-0 or 20-0?
Something like that. 19, I think. I was just looking at it. I was like 23-10. I was like, oh, that's Michael Chandler. 19-0.
23-10.
It's actually not.
I'm 23-3.
We saw at least 3 guys with worse records than that over the last couple weeks. So, honestly, that's
like
not
that
the worst
fight. God, those guys looked like 2 bags of melted meat. Yeah,
it's really gross.
Yeah, that is the state of our heavyweight division right now.
Yeah,
make heavyweight great again,
dude. They could. Dana's not happy when Josh Hokett does WWE.
Bandit Keith.
Whatever was a cutting a promo. I love him.
Yeah,
I love Josh Hokett.
Bandit Keith.
We love you, Josh Hokett. Come on our show.
You will always be Bandit Keith. I'm gonna pull. I feel like these guys don't know.
I put a picture of it on Sunday. I'm pretty sure,
you?
or maybe last week Sunday. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it up just because I want.
Because I told G what you call him. If you guys don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, somebody got the reference to Bandit Keith. I can't remember who it was, but we got a couple Yu-Gi-Oh people in the comment section.
Tell me this isn't
Josh Hokett.
Josh Hokett.
That totally is. Ooh, that's a good one. Would Shavkat be the greatest what if, or would it still be Zabit? Zabit was definitely... Shavkat got higher up before.
Zabit wasn't undefeated either.
True. Who did he lose to?
I don't think he lost in the UFC, but he was like 19-1.
I'm trying to remember if it was somebody.
And he definitely didn't have 19 finishes.
No. Zabit. He was 18-1.
Very impressive record.
He lost, to a random. He got armbarred in like 2013, like years before he was in the UFC.
I was still in high school.
And he was fighting studs on ACB.
Studs.
Yeah, his resume outside the UFC was like solid. 16-6, 9-0, 8-0, 13-3, 14-5. Like, how many guys are fighting people like that right before they get into the UFC?
My second fight was against a 7-3 guy.
It's pretty solid. I mean, different time. I feel like now, like as people are coming in.
Yeah. 7-3 now looks a lot better than 7-3 back when I was 1-0. So that's crazy.
No, that's a pretty big disparity.
You put a 7-3 guy on the Contender Series.
Yeah.
And he was my second professional
Now they put
fight.
3-0 guys on the Contender Series, 4-0 guys. But I mean, he went pretty high up. His best wins were Calvin Kattar and Jeremy Stevens. 2019 Jeremy Stevens. So like not prime Jeremy Stevens, but still like solid.
Yeah.
You know,
us not getting to see him versus Prime Yair, that's the biggest fumble in that weight class.
Really fun fight. And I think he would have won that, and that would have put him closer to where Shavkat kind of sits in the rankings.
Dude, I don't know. Like, Yair against strikers does well. Like, he's...
But Zabit can do it all.
But Zabit also gets tired. I don't know. I don't know. I was very impressed with Yair's fight with Max Holloway. So I thought that.
And we're talking 2020 Yair Rodriguez too, which was very different from today's.
When was Zabit's last fight?
2024. Or sorry, 2019.
I was going to say,
I don't know why I said 2020. I was looking at something else. 2019, and then he was supposed to fight Yair in 2020. And Yair in 2020 was out for a while. But like right before that, he was beating Jeremy Stevens, had that crazy elbow against Korean Zombie, but he was losing that whole fight. But that was at peak Yair before he lost to Max.
That was also, peak Korean Zombie. And I haven't seen that fight in a long time.
Such a good fight. Yeah, we need to go back and watch that. That's one for the archives for sure. But so they were very quick to take Shavkat out of the rankings, which does make me a little concerned that we might not see him again.
Shavkat's out. Michael Chandler moves up 3 spots.
So does Patty.
Yeah. Patty gets a second title shot.
We already kind of looked at this of like what's next for Volk, but this is just kind of where he's sitting in the pound for pound. Which I feel like is pretty fair.
I'll be right. I'm just going to see what the dogs
are. Oh, are the dogs whining?
Yeah, they're going crazy. They might need to go out. Hi, buddy.
But I feel like this is somewhat fair. This, he's got number 4, got him. Does he belong above Alex? Probably. I would say so. I mean, you have him tied with Jose Aldo for featherweight title defenses. Pereira obviously has not stuck with one division long enough to be in that level of streak, but I think he's probably where he needs to be. Lerone saying him versus Movistar might not lead to a title fight as well. I think that's wrong. I mean, obviously, like Lerone knows what he and his manager have discussed and whatnot, but I think that's wrong. I think the UFC is definitely doing this to create the next title shot. I guess you have the only other person I can think of that's kind of in that mix right now is John Silva, but I just don't think you can have him jump over. Arnold Allen's a great win, but I just don't know if you can have him jump over a guy like an undefeated guy like Lerone or Movistar obviously will still be after they fight. I'm going to pull up the rankings real quick, but I don't know about that. Definitely let me know if he said anything else, but apparently Lerone said him and Movistar might not lead to a title fight.
Oh, I mean, would you be surprised?
Yeah, at this point, I feel like you can't really.
Well, who?
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm pulling up the rankings, so it's like, who else?
Silva.
But, like,
you can't.
Silva's still down here at 6. You got 2 undefeated guys at 1 and 3. One of them's still going to be undefeated.
If it's a boring fight,
maybe. Somebody brought up Aljo. I love Aljo. I don't know if he's in that conversation at this point.
Is he? He's coming off a loss, isn't
he? To Movistar?
Was that not his last fight? Am I wrong?
I thought he fought.
No, he fought Ortega.
Ortega. Yeah. But it wasn't a great fight.
No, it was terrible.
So I can't see.
And I love Aljo.
I can't see Aljo jumping over those guys. Maybe Silva.
You scoot over a bit.
Yes. John Dong said I was actually thinking about Yair and Max a few weeks ago. Don't see a lot of people talking about it. That is a great fight.
Me and John. We're on the same wavelength.
But yeah,
John, what number am I thinking of between 1 and 6 million?
Oh my goodness. I don't even think he's here anymore. But no, I feel like that, that's gotta be what's next. I would be surprised if they threw Silva into that.
Would you really?
I feel like Volk doesn't even Volk wants to test himself against Mostar or Lerone.
Grant, have you ever thought about moving up to 170? No. You'll see me at 45 again before you see me at 70. And you'll never see me at 45, so.
Yeah, those
guys are too tall.
tall.
It's not even a size thing, it's their height.
Arms are super long.
I'm getting knocked out at 55. You think I'm going to do better going up 15 more pounds?
Anywho, all right. Getting back to news. UFC Mexico needs a new main event. Asuel Mabayev has hurt his hand. Featherweight is a little tied up at the moment at the top of the division because you already have Albazi and Kyoji fighting this weekend.
Flyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said featherweight for some reason.
I said flyweight, right? I meant to say flyweight.
Maybe I hear things.
Like sometimes. Maybe I'm over here. I'm like Tim Elliott, short notice, steps in.
Kate
can't make weight on short notice.
Royval.
Kate can't make weight on 12 weeks notice. Royval. Honestly, I would watch Brandon Moreno and Brandon Royval fight like 7
Where's
times.
Tim Elliott?
That's what I said. Tim Elliott, short notice in Mexico City. He's ready. He's always ready. No,
Alex
I would.
Perez. I know.
He's fine. He didn't take any damage.
He just won. He
has a Mexican name.
He has a Mexican name. I
think he's American.
Get Loner Kavanaugh in there, man.
Pump him up there.
I don't know the guy. I want to know him. I want to be friends with that guy. I'm so impressed with him. I think he is
really fun.
Solid. And he lost to Charles Johnson. Right? Charles Johnson?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
He
got clipped. But he was winning.
I got clipped by Bobby. Torres didn't clip me. He knocked my head into the third row.
Oh, he's already matched up too. Which, hey, they could pull him from Oh, this is a great fight though. Him and Bruno Silva. That's going to be really fun.
Where's Cody Durden? Cody Durden
will take any fight.
Short notice king in there.
In Mexico City, Brandon Moreno actually would be a fun fight. The scrambles be top notch.
Hey, Cody Durden is my most underrated fighter in that division. And I know he's coming off a couple of losses. I totally get that. I'm not saying that he's should be champion or anything like that, but he is so good when he's on, and nobody cares.
No, he is. Well, he takes so many fights short notice. I feel like he almost sometimes gets treated the way Gamrot gets treated. It's like almost all of Gamrot's losses are short notice and have some kind of asterisk.
Put that comment up.
You would destroy Roofy if BSD is doing that to him. Imagine you.
I'm not shooting in the first 10 seconds. I'm faking the glove touch. And when he comes in to touch my glove, I'm diving on a leg. Now, I got to get him out of there in the first round because that's not going to work twice. But if I fight Roofy, I'm shooting immediately.
Listen, I know Charles Johnson just lost. If he's willing to step up on 2 weeks notice?
So did Royval. Royval just lost.
Yeah.
So it's loser versus loser.
Honestly.
They're both in the top 15. Honestly, it all makes sense. Everybody can beat anybody.
Well, Royval's not fighting. It's Moreno that needs an opponent.
That's what I said.
You said Royval just lost.
Oh, I got my Brandons mixed up. I'm sorry. Moreno.
But I would, if Royval wanted to take that fight, I will watch Brandon Moreno and Brandon Royval fight 7 times in a row. I don't care. That fight was awesome.
And aren't they 1-1? Yeah, because of the shoulder injury in the first one.
That's right.
And then it was a close fight.
It was a really close second fight. And I do think Moreno had not had enough time off between fights when he fought Royval too.
Where's Joshua Van? Get him in there.
Just make it a title fight.
Can the champ take a short notice fight? Can a champ be like, hey, I heard Royval needs a... Gosh dang it, I keep Moreno needs an opponent. I'll fight him. You're the champ.
Dude, I'm for honestly just about anybody getting in their short notice. Flyweight's very exciting to me right now. Charles Johnson, I get it. He just lost. He just got finished by Perez, but he's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's a gamer, and he will come back and win fights.
You want to see the fight saved. You know, we want to see Brandon Moreno on the card.
I think the card needs Brandon Moreno. UFC Mexico City needs Brandon Moreno. He is the Mexican star.
Yeah. I hear they're trying to get Torres on the card. and they were trying to get him against Gamrot, and that ended up Gamrot said yes, but it ended up falling through because of like time or something like that. But if they could find somebody to fight Torres, dude knocked me out, and I'm one of his biggest fans, man.
I think he's gonna do well.
I don't think Torres has beat anybody good though.
Anyway, I'm honestly, I don't know why the UFC released Mikhailov in the first place. But apparently he was talking about, he said he had meetings with Hunter. I don't know if that's real. Maybe like he said they were gonna bring it back. Hunter
starts a meet like, hey, let's have a meeting. We'll meet at like this Starbucks and we'll talk about it. And then Hunter just never shows up. He's just trolling him.
But dude, I honestly, I would even be okay with this. Pull Kyoji this weekend.
No.
Throw him on that fight.
No.
Give him the quickest path to a title shot.
No. Give him like Kyoji can make weight.
2 weeks apart. Yeah. 2 weeks.
He wins this fight. No damage. Put him in.
I guess it'd be 3. It'd be 3 weeks apart. It's the 28th. Is Mexico City.
And this is this weekend, so it'd be 1,
2,
3 weeks.
Yeah. Kyoji be fine.
Easy.
Perfect.
Easy.
That honestly would be the most like gangster move.
That would be Kyoji. That would be Kyoji, like just doing Kyoji.
That would be so sick. Ooh, imagine Makaya versus Tatsuro Taira. That is a great fight.
I like that.
The scrambles. Bring in Mighty Mouse for one fight only. Not even a title fight. Just so we can watch him and Moreno scramble for 25 minutes.
That'd be sick.
That actually would be a great fight. There's so many fights I wish we got to see. Mouse would win.
Dude, I want to see Mighty Mouse versus Kyoji again.
Ooh. Kyoji was 23 years old when he fought Demetrius Johnson.
And hasn't lost in the UFC since, and his only losses have been at 35.
And he's avenged almost all of his losses too. I'm pretty sure. And Ryzen?
Beat Pettis.
Beat
not Patchy.
Beat
that. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The guy that Tim just beat.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Japanese dude.
It's driving me crazy. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is there any news on who's Moicano fighting, or is he off the card? Maybe Moicano versus Grant.
Can you keep a secret? So can I.
Tell Cejudo to cut back down and fight Moreno. There's so many flyweight fights I wish we could have seen, like when different guys were in their prime, because the flyweight is so fun for me right now.
Do you remember when heavyweight was more exciting than flyweight?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't know if we'll ever quite get back there. But dude, flyweight's fun right now. I love this Jose Ochoa guy too. Does he have a fight?
I don't even know who this is.
Yeah, you do. Cody was took a short notice fight against him, was looking really good in the first round and got that elbowed.
And then he lost his next fight.
Finish. Yeah, but to Asu Amabayev, who's very good.
Asu Amabayev.
And he lost to your boy, Kavanaugh.
Say that 10 times fast.
Asu Amabayev. No, flyweight might be my favorite weight class right now.
Thanks, bud.
Weight class. Not my favorite fighters are flyweights, but just the weight class. 170 is up there too. But the weight class as a whole is just so much fun.
Probably pretty good.
Like they make a whole new main event for Mexico.
I'm assuming they'll find somebody, but if they can't, I don't think they can. There's really anybody you just move. What's the date of that? 28th, right?
It's the 28th. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like who else from the? I'm trying to think who can make weight on short notice, like, and who also makes sense because Moreno is former champion, consistently top 5, probably for the rest of his life.
Put my boy Marshall in there. He's on that card.
Francis Marshall's on that card officially now.
Yeah.
He's fighting. What's his name?
Don't ask me. Some old dude. He is old.
He's old?
He's like 37. Hasn't fought in 3 years.
Isn't he like 1-1? Or is this somebody else?
No, he's 0-2. Lost to TJ Brown and then got spinning heel kicked by.
Oh, maybe is it not the guy it was originally supposed to be?
Francis Marshall.
Oh, no, it is. I didn't realize he was that old. He's 38.
Oh, he's older than I thought he was. Yeah, 0-2.
Wow.
I was right.
Yeah. He is up there.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back after you back home.
All right. Yeah, they might. I feel like you really need Moreno on that card, though. And there's so many good. Moreno's always fun. I feel like there's so many good fights that you could make there, as long as you can get somebody who can show up and have the cardio for Mexico City. I'm going back to Tim Elliott. I think that would be dope if Tim Elliott stepped up on short notice. Marshall got robbed his last fight. Yes, he did indeed. Even the guy admitted that Marshall got robbed his last fight. I did not see this. I do not know a lot of Muay Thai fighters or kickboxers. I definitely know who Smilla is because she is a beast. I didn't know she made her MMA debut. That's awesome. At 105 or 115. I'll have to look that up. Moreno would destroy Tim. Maybe, but it'd be a heck of a fun fight. I think that'd be fun. Tim's a gamer.
Here's the thing about Tim. He's old, he's slower, he's injured, and he'll be a massive underdog. So it's his best chance to win. I'm putting the house on him.
Tim is the ultimate dog. Let's see, 147. I thought she was smaller. What? 147.
I don't know what that is referring to. So that.
I was thinking he was talking about her.
I just thought this dude.
I thought she was little.
Put 147.
I thought she was little. There. Also, it's not a weight class. In MMA. I'm confused. Maybe I'm wrong. I've watched her a few times. I follow her, but I don't follow kickboxing. Manuel Torres versus Gamrot.
No, I think that fight will happen.
I don't know if that makes sense right now, though. Does it?
Well, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. Nobody above Gamrot's going to fight Gamrot.
That's true.
And I think Torres deserves a big fight.
Yeah, no, he does.
And he's already beat 2 ATT guys, so what's a third?
Bring in a bunch of mini Mexican luchadors and have it be like 5-on-1 versus Moreno.
I'm taking Moreno. His style.
He's built to fight multiple people at once.
What is in the Princess Bride? What is
use different techniques?
Yeah.
So you haven't fought just one person.
It's been so long since I fought just one person.
Yeah, I think you can do Tim. I think you can throw Alex Perez in there short notice. I think Kyoji can turn around and make the weight twice in 3 weeks. Oh, she was 124 and 1. So she was actually a straw weight because they weigh in heavier. Is that what you're saying? So
I still don't know what you guys are
supposed to fight at 135. There's this female kickboxer from Holland that made her MMA debut. She's a really good kickboxer. And she looks like she's like 11 years old. Like she has like the cutest little baby face. But she's a beast.
There was this girl that fought on the Contender Series who was like 18 and she won. And she was adorable.
This last season?
I think so. Don't quote me on that. And Dana was like, she's good. We want her. She's just not ready.
Yeah. Youngest Contender Series female fighter. I'm trying to remember her name. Anybody in the comments, feel free to help. Moreno versus Andre Lima. Fun fight. Was it this girl?
Yes.
The 19-year-old?
Yes, that's her. I don't know her name.
Alice Pereira.
I don't follow her, but I saw a video of her like being like, I'm going to be in the UFC someday. And then like a highlight progression. And then she fought on the Contender Series and Dana was like, no, she's good. But she lost.
Well, that was her debut. That was a UFC debut.
She did.
This isn't the same girl. She didn't fight on the Contender Series.
Oh, okay.
Google just didn't understand what I was asking. It had the youngest UFC fighter. Oh, here we go. 20-year-old fighter was rejected by Dana White.
Yeah, that's her.
That is her. Julieta Martinez. Honestly, I'm glad they're doing that. I think they used to not care and they put people in way sooner than they were ready. And I think that's a mistake. Dang, girl is 9-0 at 21. Oh, she's so cute. What a beast. Dang. Okay. We got distracted. Yeah, no, I was going to say it's not Alice Pereira because she did not live up to the hype. Pereira did not.
Is that her sister, Alex's sister?
No, her name's Aline.
It doesn't matter.
Aline. But she didn't live up to the hype much either. She had a couple fights on LFA. And I think she's built for karate combat. She's done well there, but she didn't do very well in MMA. Yeah, I remember. The UFC cards that have been announced so far have been pretty mid. Where are all the ranked fighters at? They're getting saved for the White House card. I'm kidding. Yeah, I definitely like. I will say this weekend, I think people are maybe sleeping on the card this weekend. I think the matchmaking has been done really well. Even if the name value isn't there. Guys, remember, we are literally paying, if you bought the whole year of Paramount
with ads.
With ads, you're paying $7.50 a month for all of these cards.
Well, $79.99, something like that.
It was $89.99 for the whole year.
So a little more than a pay-per-view.
Yeah, for the entire year.
Bro, people, you know how I feel about this. I'm so upset that people are like, oh, there's more commercials, there's more this, there's more that. Guys, the money has to come from somewhere. And it's either going to come from us or from commercials. Play more commercials. Put more trailers out there. As long as we get to save money, who cares? You guys hate two things: the way things are and change. Like, pick your struggle.
All right. I have no idea how long Gillian has been sitting in the green room because she was down. So hopefully it's not too long. I would give you guys a badass introduction like Dave does, but guess what? I'm not Dave. So here's
not too long. Just been sitting here for a couple minutes.
Okay.
But
you're like down below, and I was like, oh crap.
You guys are all good.
All right. So I'm gonna talk to G. Grant's gonna go away.
Hi, G.
But so we'll close out today. We're just gonna do a nice short little preview for UFC Vegas 113 for this weekend, because you have heard pretty much everything that Gillian and I could possibly think about UFC 325. I did want we saw this, and we definitely wanted your take on this. But so Shavkat is gone. He is out of the rankings immediately after this re-injury. Do you think that means we just never see him again?
I don't know if we never see him again, but I don't think it's, I almost don't think it's unjust. I'm like, it's unfortunate, yes, but I'm like, Shavkat's just, it seems like he's always injured.
I definitely think this is how they should do things. When we compare it to how the other rankings and other divisions go on, Michael Chandler will never not be ranked. Tai Tuivasa will never not be ranked. Just how long Conor was inactive while still being ranked. Do you feel like this is like, oh, we're changing things, or do you think that's a sign that we probably will never see him again?
I would say more of changing things. I don't think they're getting rid of him because of it. I don't see them. I don't know. I don't see this as the end of the UFC's relationship with Shavkat. I do think it's probably warranted. Like I said, not based off of skill, just based off of inactivity. Like, if you can't do your job, you don't deserve to be ranked. Obviously, there is, obviously the sport, it's an entertainment business. So there is the star power element that comes into you being ranked. So I'm like, that's where it makes sense for the Conor or the Michael Chandler or the people who are bigger names, where Shavkat isn't necessarily this one that's going to draw the names to the card or draw the eyes to the card.
Right. So I looked it up. It was beginning of December 2024 was Shavkat's last fight. When was Colby Covington's last fight? Do we know?
That's another good one. I have no idea.
I kind of wasn't paying it. I didn't even think about Colby. I literally forgot that Colby Covington existed.
I thought he was retired, honestly, at this point.
It was right around the same time that he lost to Joaquin Buckley. It was like the week after Shavkat's last fight. So it's like, and he's not hurt. He's out here wrestling Luke Rockhold on RAF. So it's interesting. I'm like, are they saying, oh, he's like really, really hurt and he's going to be out for like years, and that's why they went ahead and took him out? Meanwhile, obviously Colby's healthy enough to fight. He's just not fighting. But yeah, that's I didn't even think, I forgot Colby Covington existed.
No, even to say that he's ranked, I'm like, what is he ranked even? 13. Wow.
Yeah. This is a comment that is probably true. Neither Ty nor Taliesin should be ranked. I agree. G and I are all for it. Let's get these young, exciting heavyweights in the rankings as soon as possible.
No, 100%. We need the athleticism, the I don't even just talent. I feel like in the higher level, I'm like, it just lacks talent 100%. I'm like, the heavyweights aren't holding up their end of the job right now.
No, we were talking about how excited we are about flyweight right now, Grant and I like flyweight might be my favorite division right now. It's so much fun. And Grant was like, when was the last time? Like, can you remember when heavyweight was more exciting than flyweight? I was like, yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was before USADA.
Yeah. USADA ruined heavyweight. Let the heavyweights do drugs. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Speaking of flyweights, we kind of gave our take on this, and I wanted yours. UFC Mexico has lost Asu Almabayev. Grant and I both feel very strongly that they need Brandon Moreno on this card. Do you think they can save this main event with less than a month to go? And who do you expect will jump into that? We got a lot of flyweights booked right now.
That's just a hard one to replace simply because of where it's at. I'm like, if you want somebody to step up on a Mexico City card a month away, that means they're flying out there this week. Right. or last week. I know Eileen Perez, I'm like, she's already out there in Mexico City. I'm like, the altitude up there is just so high. I'm like, it's such a rough situation when you do have a full camp, when you do have to go out there and know that you have 10 plus weeks. I'm like, doing this on 4 weeks. I'm like, if somebody does step up to that, they have a lot of balls.
we were talking, and a lot of flyweights have balls. Little guys, big balls. Like Cody Durden's the guy, right? Like he's the guy that takes every short notice fight at flyweight. To be honest, because Cody is my friend, part of me wants him to not take another short notice fight, but also he's always game. Even in the short notice fights that he loses, he still looks good. And a lot like his last short notice fight that he took, he looked phenomenal in round 1 and then just got clipped with this nasty elbow. So it's like there's Cody. I think Tim Elliott is a company man. Like he has a decently tough weight cut now, just because he's older and he's always been a big flyweight. But dude has cardio built for Mexico City naturally. So it's like I feel like he's always in shape. He's a guy that might do it. People brought up Alex Perez. He didn't take any damage in his last fight. I think all of those are really fun fights. Dude, maybe Kyoji Horiguchi smashes Amir Albazi this weekend. He doesn't cut much weight. Turns around in 3 weeks, is like, yes, absolutely, I'll be there. That's actually an interesting question. Are there any flyweights based in Denver? Just because they'll have the
elevation. Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Brandon Royval. I loved their last fight. I would watch them fight over and over again. This is Grant's guy, Loner Kavanaugh. He's like his favorite flyweight right now. I like that guy too.
No, I'm like, there's definitely, like you said, honestly, I don't see it happening, but probably the one that I would be most excited would be Kyoji. I'm like, if Kyoji fought this weekend, turned around, fought again, I'm like, that would be the matchup that I want to see with Moreno and Kyoji. I'm like, that would be absolutely insane. But I think guys like Tim Elliott or Alex Perez make more sense. That like they're closer in rankings to him too, where it's like it's not completely like somebody unranked coming up fighting Moreno. You know, we have 2 guys ranked 9 and 10 that are Moreno's ranked 5, so I'm like they're not completely out of the picture. So
Where's
I think
right now.
Who?
Where did they put Kyoji after?
Kyoji is ranked 8. He's right above them.
And then Amir is
6.
6. Okay. So I mean, they're moving him up conservatively. They're not steamrolling Kyoji up through the rankings, but that would be so dope if he did that. I know Royval got knocked out, but I feel like it's been a little bit, right? How long? When was that? Oh no, it actually hasn't been that long. December 13th.
Oh yeah, that was the day that I was supposed to fight.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I feel like Moreno's probably not going to knock you out, though. Now, he might make you really freaking tired, but probably not going to knock you out. Their fight was both their fights were great. And the first one, obviously, until Royval got hurt. But And then they had a super close fight the second time. So I wouldn't mind seeing them fight a third time. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting fights there. Hopefully they can save that main event. I really think they need it. But it's a decent, like it's an okay card. It really is. Like there's Jonathan Martinez is on that card. But he's not like a super big name. Like Moreno is the Mexico guy. Like
exactly. Yeah, 100%. So, like you said, there's a couple other names that are they just don't have the power that Moreno does, the name power that even just in general, never like speaking about him as a Mexican athlete, but even just as a fan favorite, Moreno is such a huge like star. I don't see how they have the star power on this card to necessarily do it without him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like because UFC Mexico City, like it's historically a big card, but historically we've had a pretty heavy Mexican fighter roster. I feel like I don't know that it's as heavy as it has been in the past, so maybe that has something to do with it a little bit. But historically, like that's usually a big card, you know.
And there's still a lot of good fights on the card. It's just like I said, they're more like what we're seeing this weekend, where there's not a lot of huge names that would really carry it as a main event.
But there's good fights.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of fights that I'm interested in seeing reading this card right now.
No, for sure. And honestly, like we should get into it. This is the first fight I want to talk about is, you know, I know she's just one of your favorite people. Priscilla Cachoeira. Is she still on the card? Where'd her picture go? Did that get dropped off?
I believe she's still on the card.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I just need to go down further. Priscilla Cachoeira is fighting one of our teammates, Claudia Segura. I feel like this is a pretty great matchup for Claudia. She can wrestle. She's tough. Priscilla gets tired. Like, I know you fought her. Like, I'm definitely curious of your thoughts. I know she can be strong and she hits hard, but what are your she's definitely loves a good eye gouge. Your thoughts?
She definitely doesn't have the most rule-abiding fighting style we've seen through her several UFC fights, just with like cage grabbing, things like that. I'm like definitely eye pokes. But Priscilla, I think she's a powerhouse. She has what a lot of women don't, and that's the ability to put a girl down at any time. And I'm like, there was a couple fights ago I was looking at her record because I know she doesn't have the best UFC record, and I was like, how is she still signed? And then that night she went out and got an insane knockout, and I was like, that's why she's still signed right there. She has even when I fought her, I remember literally the first punch of the fight, I felt blood come down my face. Like I got a bloody nose, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like already? Like, how are you going to let this happen so soon? I'm like, she definitely has power, but when she hits the ground, it's easily her kryptonite. And I've said this since the day that she eye poked me. I'm like, I don't think it was necessarily like of malintent on her part. I think she's just so unequipped when she is on the floor that it was more fight or flight, life or death. She was just trying to do whatever she could to get me off of her. But I don't think it was like she intentionally wanted to like, oh, I want to poke this girl's eyes and this is like how I'm going to get her off. I think it was more she was just scared and had no technique to do it.
That may be true. If it wasn't so consistent, I might agree with you more. But your eyes were not the only victims of Priscilla. I know she poked Gina too. And
yeah, so like I think in most of her fights, there's instances that the referee has to be on top of.
Yeah. But I think that the interesting thing is I don't know that if Claudia has like a lot of finishes on the ground. So it's like she's going to have to wade through that danger. But like especially at bantamweight, Priscilla still carries her power well to bantamweight. I definitely think it was even more of an asset at flyweight for her. She wasn't always making the weight, but just like she was so big for that division. But she seems to have carried it well to 35. So there's definitely some danger for her to wade through. But I do like she gets that life survival instincts. But no, I do like that matchup for Claudia. And then literally the next fight is another guy I don't know if he's at ATT now because I'm obviously not at ATT now, but he's trained with us a lot, is Jacob. Polish guy. He made his debut against Patchy Mix.
Yeah.
Actually quite a close fight.
I was actually really impressed with his debut against Patchy. I'm like, just for a debuter coming in looking like that was impressive.
Yeah, he's very good. He's definitely more of a grappler. I think this is an interesting matchup against Gafarov, who I would say is well-rounded, but he's primarily a striker. So it's definitely that like very classic matchup. But he also has he has a lot more UFC fights than I thought Gafarov does. I'm trying to remember exactly how many. But this was kind of one where I was like, oh, that's kind of like a big fight. But he was like a Sambo guy before he came in. He says he's 20-6. That's a lot of fights.
I was just going to say, it's crazy to see both of their records, 20-6 and 17-3-2, and they're the second fight on the card.
Yeah. Well, and I guess Jacob like has a lot of fights too. So it's like one UFC fight versus 4 UFC fights is not a huge difference. I was a little surprised because I felt like this guy's been around a while, but honestly, I guess not as many as I thought. But he's really good too. Like that's a good matchup. I honestly don't know how that's going to go down, but I think it's a good fight. I'm
honestly not too familiar with Gafarov. I don't know.
He beat one of our guys last, Rinya Nakamura. I think it was his debut too. The Japanese guy. He's like crazy jacked.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That dude is a freak athlete. Rinya. He's like the most insane, just like flexibility and just genetics. He's a freak. But and he looked very good fighting Rinya too, from what I remember, because I was stressed because Grant was also fighting that night. So that was definitely my focus. But there's a couple fights I'm like, okay. And then there's Said Nurmagomedov fighting Javid Basharat, which is like two dudes that are both long and slick, fun strikers. Like that's going to be really fun, guys. I feel like that's kind of a sleeper fight on this card.
I think there's a lot of sleeper fights on this card, honestly. I'm like, like every other fight, I'm like, that one could be good too. Oh, that one could be good too.
Is there one that's jumped out to you?
Obviously I'm super hyped about that co-main, but yeah, I think there's a lot of ones that are just big, like you said, not big names, but definitely exciting fights on the card. I think the Veretennikov Price could be interesting, honestly.
I'm torn on that because I feel like Nico he's just a little too past his prime.
I still think it will. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be a good fight. I'm saying it's going to be a fun one.
Right. That's fair. Here's one I feel like you're going to love, which is because we were both upset that Marc-Andre Barrial wasn't on the card a little bit back. Or wait, no, that was supposed to be Dustin Jacoby. He's on this card too, fighting Julius Walker. But I love Marc-Andre Barrial, and he's fighting Michael Olachechek, who is super fun too.
Yeah, Marc-Andre, obviously being Canadian, have to support him. Always there to bang, I don't think there's a single fight where I'm like, it's not just an absolute war with him. So I'm like I said, there's a lot of guaranteed fun fights. Not necessarily, like, they don't have to be the best ones, but they're all going to be fun fights.
I feel like this is going to be maybe one of the most technical fights is Jin Matsumoto and Farid Basharat, because Farid's technique, like we saw it when he fought, who did he fight last? Chris Gutierrez. He is a super technical fighter. And I feel like Matsumoto, he really impressed me with when he took that short notice fight against Rob Font and was a split decision. And that was a huge step up for him. I know Rob Font isn't like the top of the division now, but Matsumoto is also quite young from what I remember. Let's see. How old is he? What's it say? Why aren't you giving me the information I want?
26.
26. Thank you. I knew he was young. So he still has a lot of developing to do, and Farid as well. But he's just so technical. That's going to be really, really fun. This is another ATT guy. I think he's still at ATT. Rizvan Kunev. He's fighting Jalton Almeida, who's like the best worst heavyweight of all time. He can do things that no other heavyweights can do. And then he's just such a he's just such a wild card to me. But Rizvan can wrestle, so this makes this interesting. But I don't really know what I think about this fight, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess I would definitely side Almeida more, I feel like, in this one. Just based off of experience more than anything else. I feel like he's just going to be able to capitalize. But I don't, like you said, facing a wrestler, that's probably his biggest kryptonite right there. And especially for a jiu-jitsu guy, it never looks good when you can't get the takedowns.
Especially when you don't strike at all.
Yeah.
Will at least strike. How did Rizvan get blades and then Almeida? Because it's heavyweight, guys. It's heavyweight. The options we have slim pickings here, okay? Like, they're doing what they can. And I would imagine they're doing this not as a favor to Almeida. Because Rizvan's a tough fight. Like, he's big, he's strong, he can wrestle, he hits hard. I would imagine this is not a favor for Almeida just because Rizvan's not high up in the rankings, you know? But yeah, this is just kind of one of those where I'm like, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm with you. The fight of the night is Kyoji and Amir Albazi. Like, everybody is here for the Kyoji Horiguchi title run. This is, in my opinion, I think this is a phenomenal matchup for him. Albazi's very complete, but I don't think he has the danger that you need, like, to get Kyoji off of you, if that makes sense. Kyoji's so fast, he's so athletic, and this is just going to be such a fun fight.
No, like I said, that's definitely the fight that I'm looking forward to the most. I think I've always just been a huge Kyoji fan. I feel like he is just such a specimen of an athlete, like, just all around, just so explosive. And I'm ready to see the Amir Albazi, the Brandon Moreno. Then we got Van after that. Back to back. Kyoji's gonna knock it out.
So this is Gillian's path for Kyoji. He's gonna win this weekend. He's gonna turn around in 3 weeks, beat Brandon Moreno in Mexico City, and then he's gonna go fight Joshua Van on the White House card this summer. So by the summer, Kyoji Horiguchi is UFC champ.
Let him know.
We gotta knock this out. I do think this is a really good main event too. I think people might be hating on it a little bit because Mario Batista already gets more hate than he deserves, which I quite like him. He's super consistent. I love a consistent fighter. Like, I feel like Mario Batista shows up every single time. He's always super prepared. He is always prepared to go 15 minutes, and he's solid everywhere. And then you have Oliveira that's like this whirlwind of chaos sometimes. So I think it'll be fun.
I guess the only argument I could see for, because like you're saying, Batista gets a lot of hate. The only argument I can make, I'm like, he does have a lot of decision wins. There's a couple finishes earlier on in his UFC career, but once you get a little bit higher up, I'm like, it's decision. And people typically, and like personality wise, he isn't the most exciting either. So it's like people need some type of draw. And watching him get all these decisions, I feel like he's, especially with, like, he got a lot of hate off the Jose Aldo one, you know? So I'm like, things like that, I think it starts to build. But I'm honestly a huge fan of Oliveira. I think that dude looks lethal for the full 15 minutes. He's a little bit reckless, but I'm like, usually you see people with his kind of style gas. I'm like, he just seems like he always has that power to take somebody out, no matter what time it is in the fight.
Well, and he's one where it's funny. His last 3 fights are all decisions, but he doesn't get the hate because you feel like somebody could get finished at any moment, whether it's you or the other guy.
Well, I think that's a huge part of it too. Even when I was watching those Road to UFC fights this weekend, my thought was, I was like, there's a lot happening. Why isn't this entertaining? I'm like, there's a lot going on, but I'm like, it's just not capturing my attention. But neither guy really had any, like, real intent to finish the fight. Like, when you watch the Justin Gaethje fight, I'm like, he looks like he's trying to finish it at every point. Even though it went to a decision, I wasn't arguing watching that. You know, it's so much more entertaining when somebody is at least trying to finish, has the intent to finish, versus when it doesn't mean you're not good in these areas, but you're just not committing like 100%. You're not taking enough risks is what it is.
No, I agree. I agree. And I think that's why Batista tends to, he's very measured. He's very clean. But he had some good moments against Umar too in October. Like, I'm not going to argue that it wasn't a close fight, but he had moments where it's like he can compete with the best guys in this division. So I am very much looking forward to it, and I do think any remnants of a boring fight flew out the window the minute Oliveira got booked to be his opponent. So I think it'll be quite fun. That is, BSD is a good example. Always trying to do damage. Yeah, BSD is always fighting. Like, he is always looking for a finish.
Yeah, I think there's something to just be set, like, for entertainment value. Just the people who are taking those even like Oliveira, for, like you said, his last 3 fights are decisions, but he goes out there and he takes risks. Like, he puts it all on the line trying to throw those huge strikes, and it's like that's what makes him so much more entertaining.
No, I agree. And I actually kind of skipped over this one. You've got two girls that sometimes have big finishes and sometimes drop the ball. I feel like, yes, you could have a really exciting fight, but you could also have that sometimes makes a really bad fight as well. It depends.
Yeah, I guess especially Wang Kong really I don't know. I feel like I think they want her to do a lot better than she's going to do. I'm like, I just think she came in with a lot of like hype, being the girl who beat Valentina in kickboxing. And then they gave her an easy first matchup. Then her second matchup was supposed to be another layup, and she got caught and then rear naked choked in that one. And I feel like I just don't see her having a long UFC career in general.
I think the Ariane is a good win. Like, that's a solid win. Obviously, though, it's like she's not in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, even though I do think Ariane is a tough, good fighter, now that she's not in the UFC, it doesn't elevate Wang Kong the way that it should, if that makes sense. And I would imagine Eduardo Mora maybe a similar boat, you know? I think she's got the potential, but she's in her 30s, right? She's not as young. She's
31.
She's 31. So, and she's 3-1 right now. Good wins. Veronica Hardy, that's a solid win. Lauren Murphy is like, it's a big name, but she's also a bit past her prime as well.
I still think I want to say that was Lauren's retirement fight, but I think that like Lauren's still a tough fight, even when it was her last fight. Like, yeah, still she's gonna give you a fight regardless.
Dude, she is the ultimate dog. That is for sure. Yeah, I think that was in July, so I do think that was her retirement fight. She's fought everybody, man. She fought Valentina, Miesha Tate, Jessica Andrade, all the people. But I am gonna say I think Mora will get this done. Personally, I think she just has better wins under her belt, and she seems a little less reckless and a little more well-rounded. But I kind of agree with you. I think Wang Kong, like, I think she might be close to her ceiling in the UFC.
No, I think so. I'm like, I was one of the people who was hyped for her to come over. I'm like, she does that little Joker makeup at the face off. I was like, oh, this actually might be like an entertaining female coming in. And then had a crazy knockout for her first fight. And then after that, she hasn't really lived up to it.
Yeah. I was going to say, how old is she?
33.
33. So it's like, it's also not like, we're probably not going to see a ton of development at this point as well. So yeah, I kind of skipped over it earlier because I didn't have I thought I didn't have all that much to say, but you know, she might have to get to a better camp. It's possible. But anywho, it's going to be a good night of fights. Go away, comment. Okay. I think it's going to be a fun card, but I'm sorry I'm not the host that Dave is, guys. I feel like we broke down most of the card. Let me see. Yeah. Anything else that popped up on your radar for the week?
I don't think so. Just this little one in the back.
Hi. Oh, you're so cute. Hey, girl. She's super cute. She has the cutest little face.
Yeah, it's because she's up to trouble. She's always up to something. She has to have a cute face.
When's Elle going to the UFC? Elle is retired, guys. I'm retired, trying to have babies. Also, they don't have my weight class, but I'm done. I'm too old for that now. I'm past 30. We're not doing that. Little dog. All right. Okay. I think we've done it. It's been almost an hour and a half, which is longer than I thought we were gonna go. Dave misses everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out and putting up with our lack of a real host today. We did our best. We love you guys. Yeah, we'll be back Sunday, I think. I don't know if there's anything in between now and then, but if there is, we'll let you know. But Sunday, Gillian and I are going to break down UFC Vegas 113, and hopefully we'll have lots of fun fights to talk about. So we love you guys. See you Sunday.